Hey listeners, welcome to today's episode of Show Me Your Hustle. I am sitting down with Timy. Timy, tell us about yourself.
So my name is Timy. I've been an entrepreneur for like 10 years now, and quite recently fully committed on go-to-market, especially with data and AI consultancies. And it is going great. I have no complaints whatsoever.
I love it. Give us a little bit about where you're at and what you're working on.
Okay, so I'm working on a system. I'm trying to systemize going from 0 to 10 million. I've started when I was younger, 24, I already sold for millions with door-to-door, which was really nice. And now I'm trying to put all of those sales skills into a system from 0 to 1. My last business went bankrupt. I had a lot of operational knowledge there, where we did beer subscription types. It was super cool. And then today I'm at a stage that I'm both proficient enough with sales and operations that I think I can pull it off. We don't know because I've never hit, accompany myself to 1 million. So that's the first hurdle. And now I think I'm around 100K something for this year. So still 900K to go.
I love it. All right. How did you get here? You talked about bankrupt, you talked about a sale, what's the story?
Well, my career actually started when I got robbed 3 times. So I got robbed 3 times, 2 times with a knife.
Okay.
So I was so afraid to go into my own city that I went and studied Krav Maga. And I had such intrinsic motivation that I literally spent 4.5 hours training every day for 6 months. I became a trainer. I was training special police units. I was special commandos. And the reason why I say that this is the start of my professional career is because I really learned grit. So I got punched literally in the face, couldn't stop, needed to keep going. And that's what today is one of my biggest qualities. I feel like is that it doesn't matter how much adversity that gets put in my path. I keep going. I keep, pushing forward. And that's really, all thanks to being robbed 3 times. So I don't say anyone should get robbed, but it does help.
Okay. Give me a short end of your career path post-rob.
All right. Post-rob. So Krav Maga. Then I got my own school. Okay. I was 21, I think.
Okay.
And it went great. I think I sold 30, 40K within the first 2 months. But I was very young, so I started spending. And then my bills kept going. I wasn't reinvesting in my company. So then I didn't have new students and that went bankrupt. That was my first failure. Then I went into a door-to-door company, multinational, where they had multi-level marketing kind of thing.
Okay.
I trained and recruited a sales team of 16 people myself. I sold north of 3 million with door-to-door energy contracts. And then by the time I was 24, I was also responsible for a sales team of 42 people, which I got in 2 weeks from a 1.4 piece average to a 2.4 piece average. So that was really cool. Then I went to a small startup that did the same. I was promised shares and I didn't receive on the promise. So then I was like, okay, it's time to really build for myself. So I went to start BFluence as a quality consultancy firm. We went to 9 people in 2 months, which was great, but we grew so fast that we completely imploded. Then I slowed down. I spent a lot of time on structuring the company. And then I got another company, the Bierboer, in the meantime. So BFluence kept running without me because it was so process oriented and so systemized oriented. The Bierboer, we got 130K of investors, which was great. We got a lot of media attention. Mm-hmm. And then the war in Ukraine broke out. People didn't want to spend a lot of money on luxury beers anymore, unfortunately. And we lost 50% of our customers in 2 months. So yeah, I also had a 50-50 split with my co-founder at the time. And we had some disagreements. And I do not ever, I will never ever do a 50-50 split again. There needs to be decisions made. It's an impasse. So I was we can fix this, but I didn't want to work on a relationship anymore. So I stopped that. And then I started BFluence 2.0. We started out with no cure, no pay marketing funnels, which was nice. But then because of my love of systems and processes and sales and just this big, hairy, audacious goal of trying to systemize 0 to 10, I got to BFluence today where we're like selling ready-made systems, and through Super, it's getting more and more of a well-versed, intricate, crazy ass thing, and benchmarking. So that's the cool thing, is that because a lot of companies now, like I've got 3 or 4 companies on the same system and so I see benchmarks like, okay, if they are doing great, I can reiterate the system, and then the other companies also get from those merits. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, I got questions.
Yes.
Thank you for your summary. Let's focus on.
There goes half of our time.
No, it's perfect. What's been the biggest hurdle that you've had to overcome?
People.
Okay, dive into that.
I have autism. I've got autism. So when I was 11, I got diagnosed on autism. So this means that I am not social for myself. I really had to learn that through door to door. I had to learn that through the book that I read like every year, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
By Dale Carnegie? Yes. Okay, wait.
I know your opinion on the book. I know.
No. I'm with you. I think. Okay, wait. Bite is in mine.
Nice.
I have the Audible, and I just randomly pick a chapter while I'm driving.
Awesome. I reread it constantly because I feel like a lot of people are like, yeah, I read this many books and everything, but in the end, like reading 20 books and not knowing anything what happened in those 20 books, or reading one book 20 times will get you a lot further.
Right. I hear you. I do that with that book. And then, do you know who Brene Brown is?
Renee Brown. Yeah, she's got this empathy sketch on YouTube. And that's actually how I learned empathy. And I remember... Yes.
So I do Atlas of the Heart, same thing. Like I just pick a chapter and let it go. So I also agree with you on that. Okay. Biggest hurdle is people. What's been the best? Let's flip that question. Lowest hurdle, like best moment that's just been an easy win.
I recently made the decision of only going to data and AI consultancies and nothing else. Mm-hmm. So I kicked 250K pipeline. I kicked it out. It was not an easy moment, but the easy moment came afterwards, because now I'm servicing a client. And since I'm so focused on one thing, I actually got the furthest, and both like, process wise, result wise, money wise. And I've put in the least amount of hours that I've ever had, that I ever did. So that for me is like, I've always been like, I need to work harder, sleep less, work more. And now actually, if I look at the last month, like hourly time, I spend a lot less hours than I usually do, but I've progressed the most. So that's like, focus really helps.
Would you say that that's been your competitive advantage, is really niching into that area?
Yeah, 100%. So the thing is, it's still new, so I'm still figuring out a lot of things. And I've now have 2 customers in this specific niche, but I'm very into like, getting direct feedback, closed feedback loops. So that means that every customer is driving me to improve on the next. So I already have like, I had some SaaS companies before that also have the system, but I feel like it's way easier and more copyable if I stay into one vertical, mainly consultancy. And all consultancy companies can benefit. But the data and AI, just by focusing on that, they feel special, and it really works in the sales velocity, the content and everything. So it 100% works.
That's awesome. What would be your biggest advice for, if you had to sum up all of your lessons learned, what's the biggest takeaway?
Okay, choosing is losing, but choosing is winning. So really focus down. When I did BFluence 1.0, we had 3 things. We did quality, sales, and leadership. We weren't really going anywhere. Then we just zoomed in on quality. Then we went somewhere. With the beer board, we tried to do so many things. Then we boiled it down to one thing. That's when we start winning. And now with BFluence 2.0, I tried to do like, from a solutions perspective, a focus like we do HubSpot and all of that. But now I zoomed it even further. Like, okay, we only work with data and AI consultancies. And it's the first time without a marketing team that I start getting inbound leads, which is insane, because without a marketing team having inbound leads purely on sales efforts, I think that's branding efforts though. So you could say marketing is being done, but more in a branding way.
Yeah. Okay. What has been your favorite part of this journey?
Damn, man, that's a hard one. I don't feel like there's a favorite moment. I really just love what I do so much. It's just like, thank God it's like, everyone is like, thank God it's Friday. I'm like if you don't enjoy working on it on a weekend, then you should change what you're doing.
Yeah. What I gotta ask for everybody, the chicken, how did it start?
Good question. I've got a love and hate relationship. I have a love and hate relationship. I was like, okay, look, I want to go to zero. I want to go 0 to 1 myself ASAP.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try something that I really don't like. I'm going to put on a chicken suit and just like, as long as I don't hit 1 million, I'm going to wear the chicken suit.
Okay, so you get to ditch the chicken suit at 1 million.
And 10,000 LinkedIn followers.
And 10. Okay.
The million.
All right, everybody, go follow Timy so he can ditch the chicken.
Please, because the 1 million I'm quite confident about, but the 10,000 followers after like spending the last 4 months of really putting a lot of time and effort in LinkedIn, I'm not so sure I'll be able to hit that one in a year.
I love it. I mean, I think that's a lot of followers in a year.
It is.
But good on you. Long live the chicken. Is there any advice that you would share with founders that are just starting?
Stop thinking, start doing.
Just move.
Just move. Like there is not a single plan that turns out as planned. Everything will change, and the moment who does and iterates will be a lot further ahead than the one who's planning and waiting. There's never a right moment. It will suck. There's a lot of feelings involved. It is what it is. Work on yourself. Working on yourself is working on your business, and just act and do. That's it.
I love it. All right. Thank you. Everyone, go follow Timy. We're going to get you to 10,000 followers. When's your year mark? When is the deadline?
Oh, that's actually a good question. I think I'm picking 1st of January. I started late, but I was like, let's make it even harder, you know? So I think 1st of January, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. You got 6 months. We can do this.
Hey, so much can happen. So much can happen.
I love it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.